Hello guys, welcome again to yet another live session. Well, it's been a very slow trading day, probably due to the bank holiday from Canada. I have just been watching the markets from time to time. Well, it's a pity, especially if you're an intraday trader. You are very likely going to be hit on most of your stop losses. The market itself is not stable and good enough for intraday traders thus far. At any rate, we'll keep following price until we find those valid trading opportunities. We believe in our positions, we believe in our directions, we believe that better days are ahead, and we believe that the strategies are working more profitably. We believe that we are going to stick to them and minimize our losses. Okay, all right, looking into the Forex Factory economical calendar for tomorrow, we have four high impact news announcements here, with one coming from the American dollar axis. That's actually a speech from the Federal Chair Powell. Will be speaking tomorrow. We also have a monetary policy meeting minute that will be released from the Australian dollar axis. This will come out quite early. It's going to cause a bit of market volatility on all Australian dollar pairs. Then inflation report, this should also rock the sterling pound pairs, and finally the retail sales from the New Zealand dollar axis. At any rate, you want to be careful with all of these currency pairs for tomorrow. We should begin to see some live in the market beginning from tomorrow. Also remember that this is FOMC week, and so the market should go quiet until that news announcement. All right, let's look into the charts and confirm our directions on most of those pairs. This is the euro against the American dollar. This is the daily time frame. As you can see there, price has gone into a range. This is the resistance level for that range, and this is the support level. With today's price action, well, we are likely going to see a push to the upside for tomorrow. At any rate, there is no clear hint for us, and so there is no trade for us in this pair for now. If you are looking to trade, well, you may want to be looking for opportunities to get long, but at the same time you want to be extremely careful with that trade, because price is sitting in the middle of nowhere within this range. At best, you want price to come to the level of support, then look for your buy entries on bounces, or this level of resistance for your sell entries on bounces. All right, looking into the 1 hour time frame, or the intraday time frame. Well, it's been a slow day. You can see how price went crawling. In fact, I was following this all day. It looks more like a channel as price kept compressing, so I gave up, not following anything there again. All right, looking into the Swiss franc against the the American dollar against the Swiss franc. I am actually considering this a pullback. Okay, pullback. I am looking into price pushing again to the downside. Although the price action is not suitable for us to jump on board based on the trading strategies, we are having the hint that the directional bias is still to the downside, but we are not getting any clear entry signal. Okay, whenever your system doesn't give you a clear entry signal, you want to avoid that pair completely, because the price action is mixed. Okay, if you must trade here, at any rate, you want to wait for you want to look for opportunities to go short. All right, the sterling pounds against Japanese yen. I want to show you some of our hottest pairs that we are following right now, just to reconfirm the last weekend market analysis that we did shared yesterday, although that was shared only to members of the live trading room. We are waiting again to see if we can get price pullback to retest that zone for us to look for short entries. This is one of our hottest pairs for now, the sterling pounds against Japanese yen. Hopefully we are going to get that pullback for us to look for our short entries, maybe before the end of this week. Similarly, the euro against the sterling pound, another strong one. If we get a pullback to that zone where we had former level of resistance, then we'll be very happy to look for bounces to the upside. We have talked about this in the last review, so I wouldn't want to keep repeating myself. Okay, the euro against the Swiss franc. Well, I hope this is going to make the pullback. It seems we might not get the pullback. We might just have price pushing to the downside. In that case, we are not going to take a trade if price keeps pushing to the downside. The trade plan is to wait for price to make a turn to the upside, retesting that previous level of support, which may not act as resistance. If that doesn't happen, I'm afraid we're not going to take any trade. If it does, we will get involved very heavily, looking for very nice short entries there. Finally, the sterling pounds against the Canadian dollar. This is it's a good one. It's a very nice setup. All we need right now is a pullback to that zone for us to look for short entries. Well, that is the discipline that is required. If you don't wait for that pullback, chances are that you are going to be hitting more of stop losses than profit targets. Okay, so let's just be patient, be hopeful that the pullbacks are going to happen for us to take those valid, high quality trades. Okay, let me just peep into one of our trades, the American dollar against the Swiss franc. We took this trade for quite some time now. The price has been hesitating around the entries. Well, we are still optimistic that price will push to the downside, so let's just give it some room. I am liking the fact that the market is finding difficulty around this place, around this area, to bounce to the upside. So let's hold this trade again and see what happens for tomorrow. Okay, all right folks, thanks for watching. That's basically all. Like I said, be patient. You need to be extremely patient because better days are just ahead. If you have questions or contributions, so feel free, send them across to us as usual, and we will be very happy to respond to them. Do have a nice time. Talk to you again, well, maybe before the London market opens. Bye bye.